Well, there's a lot of talk around last night's presidential debate as Vice President Harris and former President Trump went head-to-head for the first time.
Joining us live to break it all down is UCI Professor of Political Science and Law, Tony Smith. Thank you, Professor Smith, for being with us. Let's get straight to it.
Is it safe to say that there's a winner from last night?
Yeah, that's an easy one. Kamala Harris had Trump on the ropes the whole night. She got under his skin. Instead of him sticking to the things he wanted to say and the way he wanted to say them, he got angry, he got loud, he talked about people eating dogs, and it was just kind of weird on some of the topics. And Harris introduced herself to the country as somebody who was calm, who knew a lot about foreign policy, who knew a lot about economics, who wasn't intimidated to be on stage with them. The handshake was kind of an aggressive move. She comes out, walks across the stage to shake hands, and he had no intention of doing that. So I think it's there's not a lot of question, and all we have to do is look at what the two camps said immediately after the debate. The Harris camp said, we want another one, and the Trump camp immediately said, well, his base doesn't care what happens in the debates. Then later on, they started talking about how great of a job he did, but out of the chute, they said, well, nobody cares.
Well, Professor, the polls have shown that the candidates neck and neck leading up to the debate. Do you think that that will change now after that debate?
Debates typically don't really matter all that much. Obviously, the debate with Trump and Biden was probably the most impactful debate. You could argue Nixon-Kennedy maybe, but because it drove Biden out of the race. But what's interesting about this race is because of the Electoral College, it's going to be close in the Electoral College. The popular vote's not going to be close. Harris is likely to beat him by something like 6 to 8 million votes, maybe 9 million votes. But in the Electoral College, it's going to be close because of the weird architecture of it. So if 4,000 people in the suburbs of Pittsburgh decided to support Harris or decided to support Trump over this, that could be enough to change the race. So while typically debates don't matter a whole lot, in this instance, because we're looking at marginal numbers to swing the tipping point states in the Electoral College, it could really matter a lot.
And all that being said, we heard about the economy, immigration, abortion, other topics last night. Do you think there was anything specific that was said last night from either candidate that can make a difference come November?
Yeah, I think Harris's impassioned discussion of abortion probably spoke to a wide swath of voters who probably have not ever voted just on abortion before because Roe v. Wade was in place. I don't think Trump did anything to persuade somebody who didn't already support him to move over to his camp. And I think Harris may have moved some people, suburban Republican women who are in favor of reproductive rights. And then, excuse me, also, I think Harris's discussion of foreign policy and NATO almost certainly moved some sort of traditional Republican voters that might have, looked to Dick Cheney for guidance or the sort of old school Republicans that really don't like Russia, that really do like NATO, that really believe America has a obligation to be the leader on maintaining peace and stability around the world. So I think she probably helped herself with those two pockets. And Trump probably hurt himself with pet owners.
Okay. What happens next? Do you think there will be another debate? And where do the candidates go from here with less than 8 weeks to Election Day?
Yeah, I think there's probably not going to be another debate. They're both going to say they want one, but then not have convenient dates or not have rules they can agree on that would lead to one. They both want to act like they want one because they don't want voters to think they're scared of debating. But the reality is this is a sprint from now on. They've got to be raising money. They've got to be raising excitement. They've got to be going out there. Probably every single day between now and election, already has something on their calendar for each candidate. This is not, you know, it's not like you wake up on Tuesday and say, well, what's the campaign going to do on Wednesday? The long haul of the campaign, we're now in the final sprint. And so venues have been reserved, advertising has been reserved, chicken's been ordered, punch has been ordered. The candidates have a very full calendar over the next chunk of time, and they're not likely to be able to carve out another debate, I don't think. Now, they may decide, you know, Harris may say, that went so well, I want to do it again, and Trump may say, that went so bad, I need a mulligan, I need to have another shot at it, if I'm going to have a Hail Mary that knocks her out of the race. But my guess is there won't be another debate.
Okay, Tony Smith from UCI, thank you so much for that insight, and it'll be really interesting to see where we go from here.
Thanks for having me, guys. Nice to see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.